So, as you can see from all this lovely loot that I've got here, I have been caving once again. There's a lot of different things that I'm going to need, a lot of redstone for instance, and I have been collecting quite a lot of this stuff. I am going to be, in this episode today, opening my very first redstone shop. This is something I'm really excited about because I've been wanting to open a redstone shop since last season, and I did actually get a lot of resources together. Unfortunately, the season ended and I never got to actually open it. So like I say, that is definitely high up on the priorities list for today. Now, there are a couple of other things that I want to get done in today's episode, not least of which is going to be something that's going to go here. Now, you'll notice that me and Jen have cleared out a rather large space, and it's mainly because we have a rather large assortment of horses. Now, unofficially, we have sold a few of these, and I think they were going for about 5 diamonds a piece. We managed to breed up some decent ones. I've got my baby over here, I've got my whopper, and then there's a few others just left over, byproducts if you like, of breeding those up that were still decent enough that we didn't want to get rid of, but people expressed an interest because we don't have a elytra yet. We still have the world border on, and there's actually no strongholds within that world border. Now, as of the recording of this is the 17th of June, and the 1.21 update has dropped. However, we're not updating the server just yet, mainly because we want to continue exploring the area that we're in at the moment. However, there is also quite a lot of mods that people use that haven't been updated just yet. So we want to make sure that all of those are updated before that we then switch over. But as and when we do switch to 1.21, the world border that we've currently got, which is about 2,000 blocks square, will be lifted, which means the strongholds will be available. We're going to go kill the Ender Dragon and then get that lovely elytra. Now, just for a couple of other little updates, nothing too major, I've just made a bit of a super smelter here, just a very primitive, easy thing where I've got a bunch of blast furnaces and then I can smelt up as much iron and stuff as I need to, because unfortunately, for when you're making a redstone shop, you need things like hoppers, and that requires an awful lot of iron. Also got some lava, pointed dripstone, unlimited lava, which means unlimited fuel source. I've also got plenty of bamboo because, again, you can use a lot of these resources to create the products for the redstone shop, but also going to be using a lot of bamboo for my mega build. Now, I know I haven't really given away too much information right now when it comes to the mega build. The clue that I've given out so far was that my starter build behind me is kind of on theme a little bit. No, I'm not going to be building a full-size drum kit. That would be amazing, but no, I think I've come up with something a little bit better than that. So we're actually going to be building a stable here for all the horses. Now, me and Jen have actually come up with something in a test world, and to be honest, it turned out better than I thought it was going to. I was really worried that the kind of design that I had in mind wasn't going to work very well in Minecraft, but as always, Jen absolutely pulls it out of the bag, and she really helped me kind of design something that I thought was really cool. So this is a joint project, and I think you guys are going to absolutely love what we come up with. So let's roll a time lapse for that right now. So, as you can see, this turned out super cool. I'm really loving the red from the mangrove. I mean, that was a little bit more difficult to get hold of. We had to try and find a wandering trader and see if he was selling the saplings. But we got lucky, managed to plant a few over there and harvest them. So as you can see, the main part of the building is the planks, and then we've got some of the stripped logs as kind of like supports for the windows. And then we've got stripped dark oak logs for the main supports, and then at the top for the trims, we're using dark oak slabs. Now, unfortunately, on the time-lapse, we didn't actually really get to show you any of the detailing that we did because, unfortunately, I ran out of time and had to go to work. So Jen finished off a lot of the detailing that you can see here, including this little pond area, and it really just ties the build together. It looks so good. She's done a fantastic job, as always. But as we come on to the inside, you can see there are 6 stables, 3 each side, so we could probably fit 3 or 4 horses in each stable. I can't remember exactly how many we've got out there, but there's quite a few. We can definitely fit them all in here, so they will be nice and comfortable and out of the rain. There is a little bit of an attic space up here. We're not too sure what we're going to do with this just yet, but we could have a farm or something in here maybe. I think me and Jen are going to brainstorm some ideas and then come up with something at a later date. Now the next job is to get all of these horses into the barn itself, except for of course Whopper and Domino, because they're the horses that we use on a regular basis to get around. Like I say, there are quite a lot of horses here, but I'm pretty sure we can fit them all in here, so that's going to be a job for me and Jen over the next few days. But next is a job that I've been looking forward to for quite a while, and I've been waiting to get this all on camera. So I have been grinding and grinding for redstone in order to put enough stock together to open a shop. Now, obviously there's not a lot here, but this has taken ages. So much grinding. There's just so many materials that go into things like this. I've only been able to get a few stacks of each. But I would say it is still enough to open a shop for now, and then I can add to the stock later, providing we don't sell out. I do have some more redstone here, so if I run out of stock in the shop, I can quickly make some more. But in the very short future, I will be building a witch farm and a raid farm to try and get as much redstone as possible. But my first job is to go over to the shopping district to find a place where I'm actually going to be putting this shop. So I'm going to need my trusty steed Whopper, and let's head over and mark out a spot. Now me and Jen built this little bridge here out of spruce. It was just a temporary thing, and then someone has come along and actually started building a proper bridge. This is awesome. I'm not exactly sure who's done this, but they're doing a fantastic job, and if they need any help, please do let me know. Okay, so I'm hoping that none of this is spoilers, but we do have a few shops popping up already. This one was Vic's. I know it's not a spoiler because I've seen it in his video already. This is a very large bee. That is so cool. I love its face. I love the face with the mouth and everything. That's really, really funny. I mean, from a bee, I would hazard a guess as to say that they are selling honey. This is a shop that's still opening soon. I'm not sure whose it is, but they've got Mulch's head in there, and I think even Jen's head was in there. In a spaceship. That's hilarious. And then there's one more over here. I don't know whose this is. Is there another entrance, or is that the entrance there? It looks like that's going to be the entrance there, but again, probably not quite ready. As we are still pretty fresh at the start of the season, it is going to take some time for people to get the resources together, build some stuff up, and actually start selling stuff. But not like Hermitcraft, where there's an entire shopping district completely built and ready to go within a week. I am just going to tie Whopper up here, though. It's nice that they have free parking. Yeah, go on, you can have a carrot. Okay, now where do I want to build my shop? Now, the idea that I'm having for this is to kind of have it as a mine. And I know it might be a little bit cliche. I know some people may have already kind of done this type of stuff before, but I really like the idea of having it as some sort of like an old timely mine where you kind of walk in or you ride in some sort of mine cart. There's like a main straight through it, and then there's tunnels going off the sides, and then the entrance to each one of those tunnels is a new segment of different redstone items that can be sold. So whilst I'll probably end up saying that maybe here, coming through across here would be a pathway, so you could kind of have something like this where people will be coming up and using this area as like a bit of a pathway. If we use that as a template, I think maybe something in the side of this hill here could work quite well. As it is the start of the season, we want to make sure that we can get a decent area before someone else picks it up. So I think if I kind of mark out this sort of an area here, maybe something like that. Yeah, that could work really, really well. Maybe it goes a little too high, so I could probably bring these in a little more. But the general principle and the general idea is there, because we're going to dig all this out here and we can go downwards diagonally. And I like the idea of building on a diagonal. I do tend to build things that are quite straight a lot of the time, so building on diagonals is going to be a bit of a new thing for me. So unfortunately, we are going to have to jump into another time lapse. I know that a lot of these videos do have too many time lapses, but unfortunately, the way that my schedule goes, I can't do everything on camera. But this is also a shop that I'm really looking forward to building, and I really want to do a proper job, so I'm going to take my time with it, and hopefully we can start making some diamonds. Caution, mine entrance, drop ahead. This is obviously just a safety announcement kind of thing, so people don't just fall to their death. I mean, this drop probably wouldn't kill them, but let's not take any chances. So as you can see, I've dug out this entranceway here. It's going diagonal down. I really like the little bits of detailing that I've done. I do have a lot more detailing to do, but there's just a couple of little bits here that I decided to put in already and just kind of get the vibe of what's going on. So we've got a bit of redstone there, a bit of gold over here, and I like this lantern here. It kind of looks like it's lighting this block up, and it kind of makes it look like that's giving off light. I thought it was a nice little addition. And then as we come down here, you can see this is essentially what each of these kind of spurs or cells, or however you want to call them, are going to look. We've got redstone dust that's going to be going for 1 diamond per 2 stacks. And then next one, I'll have something else, and etc, etc. And then we've got actually 8 of these, each with 3 chests. So that's quite a lot of products that I can put in these. If there's something in particular, like redstone dust, for example, that I might have a lot of, I can always take away one of the single chests and make one of these into a double. So there's definitely room for expansion. I could probably get rid of some of the fence in here and then have the chests kind of stacked on top of each other. But one of the other things that I definitely want to do in each of these areas is have a bit of a story on the go. So some miners, obviously I'm going to do armor stands for this, but some miners hard at work with some minecarts and things like that. I might be able to try and put some minecarts actually moving in the background, kind of make it look like something's happening, give the whole place a little bit more life and a bit more movement. But I'm not quite sure exactly how I'm going to do that just yet, so that's something that I can brainstorm over the coming days. But I'm really pleased with how this has turned out. Again, I have put a little bit of detail in, but there's lots of stuff to be put in here. There was one over here that I really like the idea of doing some pickaxes on the floor. As you can see, this is done with the item frames and then the invisible item frame mod. I like how that just goes back the way it was. But there is also a trick that you can do with the armor stands where you can have almost like a pickaxe is leaning against the wall or a post or something like that. That's quite a common trick that I've seen the guys on Hermitcraft do, and it just looks really nice. It makes it look authentic, and again, like there's a bit more life to the build. But other than that, I'm really happy with how this has turned out. I just need to get it stocked now, and then I'm open for business. Now, there is another job that I want to get done before I end this episode. Oh dear, that's definitely a flaw in this bridge. We'll have to fix that. But there is one other thing. It's happening again. There is something else that I want to get done before the end of this episode, and it's something I wanted to get done actually before I did the shop, but unfortunately I kind of forgot about it. Dang it, I left the lead over there. I'll get another one. It's a good job I have extras. I cannot confirm nor deny that these came from Wandering Trader. Get you back over there. Now, for those who noticed in one of my previous episodes, we actually went to the Nether a couple of times and we managed to find a fortress and get some Wither skeleton heads, which we then turned into Nether stars by beating the Wither. I didn't bother to get that on camera this time just because it's been done loads of times before. You've seen it on this channel before. It's nothing really new. But it means now that with a bit of glass and some obsidian, we can make beacons. Now, just quickly for anybody who's unfamiliar with beacons, these give you buffs or perks, however you want to call it, that allow you to do different things with them. For the most part, I'll be using these for haste, which allows you to mine quicker. If you have an efficiency 5 pickaxe, it allows you to insta-mine, which again, you can clear out an entire area in no time at all. But right now, one of the bigger reasons why I need something like this is because I need to mine out quite a lot of stone and cobblestone. As I mentioned earlier in the episode, unfortunately, doing a redstone shop requires a lot of extra materials, and one of them is cobblestone. So at the moment, I've dug out this little area that's next to my skelly farm, and I did all of this by hand with no beacon, and it took ages. It was just a bit of mindless grinding while I was at work. So now I really need to get some extra materials, and I need to get them quite fast. So a beacon it is. Now, I'm not 100% sure what's above me here, but I'm hoping that I get lucky and when I dig out a hole at the top of here, it's not going to go through anything. Again, for anybody that doesn't know beacons, you can't have any obstacles in the way. It has to be going straight to the sky. So we'll just quickly get this built here and then we'll be all set, ready to go and get a load more materials. And here we go for the first time this season. Ready? Boom. beaconator and bringing home the beacon. And then we just have to feed this 1 iron ingot, choose the boost that we want, so haste 2, and there it is. Now let's find out where this beacon's actually come out, because I didn't see properly. Oh, we are right next to the cactus farm. Damn, that worked out pretty well. And just for safety, I am going to block that up with a bit of glass, because glass is a transparent block, so the beacon will go through it. Cool little fun fact, if you actually have coloured glass, it changes the colour of the beacon. So this means now that in between episodes, I can do a lot more mining, a lot more grinding, and hopefully bulk out my shop. But that's just about going to do it for this episode, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you hit the like button and subscribe, that'd be even better. See you all in the next episode. Bye for now.